Hey, welcome to the Art of Relationship Show. I'm your host, as always, Greg Dudzinski, fully licensed professional counselor, have been for a long ass time. Here to help you with your relationships, marriage, or for the single people to help you get where you want to be down the road and what you look for to have that relationship you crave. Okay. Today, going to be talking about regrets, past regrets. Do you have any? And did you learn from them? More importantly, okay? Pay attention. We're going to get right into it right after this. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's Greg. Gonna be talking about, let's face it, past regrets, okay? And how many people look at a relationship, you got your heart ripped out. Most people have, okay? Most people, not everybody. You know, you got your heart sort of, squashed, stomped on, punched, whatever. And we look at playing the victim role, right? As human nature, maybe most of us will look at that rotten SOB, that whatever ripped me apart. But I'm talking about the regrets that you have in a relationship. And did you learn from them so you don't carry them on into a new relationship? As always, join the discussion down below, people. And I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear your take on this. And what have you learned from past relationships? Not to date a-holes, Greg. Well, we know that. Or not to date bougie, materialistic women or mean women, whatever it is, okay? But I want you to focus on you and what you have learned from yourself that you could have done differently, let's face it, maybe done a little bit better. Maybe you could have been a little more, maybe a lot more compassionate. Maybe you could have been helpful. Maybe you could have been, helping out around the house more, cutting the grass, helping with, childcare, helping with dishes, cooking, cleaning, vacuuming, that type of aspect. Okay. Maybe you could have been a little more considerate, a little more compassionate, a little more empathetic, and looking at, what have you done to learn from that relationship to become a better partner for somebody else or currently in that situation. Okay. Maybe are you rinsing and repeating what you have done in the past and what you're doing now to be able to, become a better partner so the past doesn't repeat itself? Yes, we can't control what our current partner or what our past partner does. Not at all, right? The only thing we can do is voice our concerns and try to be a better partner, at least do our part in that relationship. Sounds easy, right? Oh, no, it's not easy at all. Also, how many people have past regrets that they were in a very toxic, maybe abusive situation, physically, emotionally abusive situation, and you stayed in that 1 year, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years before you got out. And there is a lot of regrets. And I hear this, Greg, man, I shouldn't have stayed as long as I did. And we look at, the kids, the money, death do us part type of situation when you're married. And I never condone those situations about being in a toxic situation, an abusive situation. Oh, hell no, regardless of what the beliefs are, issues. Okay. I never promote that. I understand it. Doesn't mean I have to agree with it or like it. And I want to help people and empower people to have that self-love and respect. Okay. So a lot of regrets. Damn, I wish I would have got out earlier. Or man, I wish I would have tried a little harder. I know I have regrets, being a better partner, being this, whatever. And it doesn't mean that, the regrets are, that you look at yourself and you take the hit for everything. You take the blame for everything. No, not at all. Okay. I want us to be able to self-reflect and look at, like I said, man, I could have helped out, with the stepkids. I could have helped out with our own kids more. You know what? I could have pitched in and helped more this way or whatever. Maybe all the decision-making was left up. I took it on instead of getting feedback or taking each other into consideration about how certain things, decisions, actions, words, whatever, how they affected our past partners. So we don't repeat and create that same type of situation in the past, right? Or in the future, I should say. Now, we're not creating that past and bringing it into the future. And this goes for single people and even in your current relationship now. Okay. I try to intertwine, if you will, or interweave those type of situations and those scenarios where you're not bringing past regrets and hurt and resentment. You're not carrying it with you into the future and maybe possibly damaging a possible good relationship, okay? That you're not sabotaging it, okay? And a lot of it, and this is part of it, looking at, you know what? Damn, I could have done this better. I could have done this better. You get me? Maybe I could have been more giving. Maybe I could have been more, sharing. Maybe I could have been more a better listener, and not, maybe I got defensive so much. And now I need to learn not to be so defensive where I can embrace and learn. And like I did a show episode a while ago about, asking questions of care and concern. Maybe I could have asked, why are you mad at me? What are you hurt about? Instead of, oh my God, here we go again, or that you bash each other, that you feel attacked, so you're going to attack back. There's some people out there, maybe you have regrets of shutting down and, getting away from any type of conflict whatsoever. And as soon as your partner, opens their mouth, that you shut down and you sort of deflect and you run away, and your partner feels like they're not being heard, not cared about, not listened to, not important. You get me where I'm going with this, right? So, and are you still that type of person now where you can learn and grow and take a stand and say, hey, what's going on? Because I want to know, what can I do to help and fix it if possible, right? Again, that does not mean, and I repeat this probably every episode I do, that does not mean that you only look at yourself and look at what you can do better. Yeah, you need to understand, and have that self-love and self-respect in a relationship big time too. And you want that partner, maybe you were in a relationship before, like I said, that you kept looking at yourself. I did this wrong, did that wrong, but you're not holding your partner accountable for their actions. Maybe you were a doormat. Maybe you were a people pleaser in your relationship and you didn't look at, what your partner was doing and the work they were doing to make you feel loved and respected and adored and cherished, those type of situations, right? And, or do you look at, maybe you stayed in a relationship and maybe it wasn't really toxic, but you both wanted different things, but you're afraid to hurt that other person. So you stay in it, right? You sort of are obligated. You feel bad. You feel guilty in staying in that situation instead of being able to say, hey, you know what? This is not working. I know you're not happy. I know I'm not happy. You know what? What do we do about it? Because we're afraid to hurt other people's feelings or piss them off, that type of situation. So are there regrets? And this might go with the situation when I said that, you know what, man, maybe I should have got out earlier in a relationship or in a marriage. And you know what, that's maybe part of it, that you can learn and have that more self-love and self-respect. And that doesn't mean you have to like hurting somebody. No, not at all. But it's looking at that, you know what, you don't want to be in a situation that you're not happy, and you not being happy is going to cause your, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife to not be happy either. Well, most cases, right? Let's be real. So I want you to look at past regrets and what can you learn from them? How can I be a better partner? What are things I can stop doing that maybe I did before that caused problems in a past relationship? Maybe I need to speak up more. I need to speak from the heart. Maybe I need to work on, not being so defensive so I can learn what's going on. And if I make a decision or if I do something, how does it affect that other person, right? Someone could say, you know what, I've had a bad day at work, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you walk away, right? And maybe now, instead of you walking away and saying, oh, okay, whatever. And, can you ask why? What happened? What was going on? Can you be empathetic and understanding and try to be a better partner and be a better friend for your partner in your relationship or in your marriage? Okay. It sounds easy, but this is where I want you to learn so you can have a better more fruitful, more satisfying relationship. Okay. And this goes, we could look at not only these elements, but, sex as well. Maybe you were the one always initiating sex and your partner never did. And you felt like, you know what, I'm going to always initiate because if I don't initiate, nothing's going to happen. Right. But did you talk to your partner? Did you tell them, hey, I'd love you to initiate. I want to feel desired too. And look at, what's getting in the way of you initiating. Is it fears? Is it insecurity? Is it fears of being rejected? Or, they're just not interested in you. And a lot of people are afraid to ask these questions and they kept them buried in past relationships. Maybe you're doing that now in your current relationship instead of learning about, how I feel matters. And what I think matters. And if that partner doesn't care about how I feel or how things affect me, maybe it's not the relationship for me. Good question. A lot of things to ask and go over. Again, what are you doing not to repeat past goofs in relationships? What are you doing not to be, a bad partner, right? What are you doing to be a better partner? What could you do to be a better partner for someone, a future love down the road? Okay. Again, this is not a right or wrong or bashing. I want you to hold yourself accountable where you can grow, where you can evolve so you don't rinse and repeat. But also, what are you doing to also hold your partner accountable for what they do in a relationship? Some people don't want to hear it, right? Let's face it. Some people don't want to hear, hey, you know what? I don't feel respected. I don't feel, that I'm taken into consideration that much. It's all, how things affect you. And right, if I said that, oh my God, Greg, we're going to yell and scream. It's going to create an argument, or someone's going to say, oh, here we go again, right? And it's just going to go nowhere. Then my question is, why are you in that relationship? Okay. You want your partner to also understand you, and it's about holding them accountable, not begging and pleading. No, it's not bashing each other. It's not about berating and criticizing or nagging that situations. I was talking with a couple yesterday and trying to get, what's your definition of nagging? Maybe you used to nag. You know what? Did you do this? And then 5 minutes later, oh, did you take care of that? 5 minutes later, did you do that? Oh my God, would you leave me alone? That type of situation. That might be nagging, right? But it's also about, showing each other that you're important in the way that they need without you, giving up a huge, huge essence of who you are. So learn about yourself. Learn what you did in the past relationship that might have been wrong. Let's face it, that could have been, maybe a better word might be damaging in that relationship, but also, where you can take that and improve yourself. But also, if you used to be in a relationship and you thought you did everything perfect, let's face it, most people are not going to do everything perfect in a relationship. I hate to burst your bubble. That's reality. But also looking at, what could I have done better to communicate better with my past relationship? What could I done to understand or try to reach out, how I felt in a relationship and I felt disrespected. And again, if that continued, what made you stay in that relationship as long as you did? Okay. So then where do you grow from it? Start looking at what you can do to learn from the past so the past doesn't repeat itself. Okay. Start being a better partner now. And that works for a single person. Start working on yourself to look at what I can do to be a better partner. What are stuff I can stop doing to be a better partner for a future love, or even in your current relationship or marriage now. Okay. Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org. Catch me live, the Art of Relationships show, every Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern time. And I'm going to do some format changes, and I'm having it set up where I can actually take phone calls from listeners as well. Okay. So pay attention. Some great things happening in 2021 with the Art of Relationships show. Peace. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Peace.